Hello, you guys. This is Denise of Whitmore Reads, and I am about to go to bed. I just took the fingernail polish off my fingernails. I was going to paint them today. This is Sunday, June something or the other, June 21st, maybe, I don't know. But it's, let's see here, Juneteenth was Friday, 20th, 21st. Today's the 21st, and I'm about to go to bed. It's almost about to be midnight. And I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, be out of here by 6:20 so I can get to work in Oklahoma on time. OKC won tonight. Oklahoma Thunder won the championship basketball. I love it. I want to go to the Thunder games, but I was looking up season tickets. It's about $250 per seat for the next season. I think some of them are sold out. The other ones I think are a little bit lower, but I'll keep checking into that. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk to you about goal settings. Thanks for putting up with me and my hair issues. Since I fried my hair, yes, creamy cracked it. I've had the creamy crack before, okay? But most of my life, I will say, I've had natural hair. Even when it looked like I might have had some creamy crack in it, as we used to press our hair with a straightening comb when we were younger. As my mother did not allow me to straighten my hair or put creamy crack in it or anything until I was like in junior high, almost in high school, and I had to get a gentle, what was it called? Gentle treatment, because she said my hair was too thin and it was going to make it fall out and all this stuff. And I should just keep pressing it with a hot comb if I wanted straight hair or whatever. But anyway, so I did that for a while, and it fell out like she said. And then as I got grown, I would just go natural, and then I would go back to the cream and crack, and then I'd go natural for years, where people were like, "You had straight hair at one point?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did. I know." But I love my afro, as y'all know. But since my hair is falling out, and again, I don't really know what the reason is beyond it, but it just starts shedding real bad. Like I would get in the shower and wash my hair, or when it's wet and stuff, and then detangle it and just like put some twist in it, or try to wear my afro like I used to, and I couldn't. It just would not do the normal thing. And I know gray hairs don't get as coily as the other hairs, and so it's not like my hair is all gray, but I am getting gray. So, but you see what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to. It is so thin, y'all. Like, I was looking at pictures. The thickest my hair, the last time my hair was as thick as it normally is when I have an afro, was in 2020 to 2022 when I was in Kansas City. After I came back, and I know I had some stress going on. I know I did. Because that's when my son, Dante, had his heart surgery and the LVAD in. And that was in 2022 when I left my job at US Bank and went to Florida. I came back to Texas, bring my things back to Texas, to me and DJ's apartment. And then I went to Florida to be with Dante. And I noticed, like, I would, I can normally do, put some twist in my hair, thinking I'm going to lock it up or dread it up. And each time I would, have it in there for like 2 months or something and then take it down, it was thinner and thinner and more hair was falling out. And, but this last, for some reason, just all of a sudden, as soon as I turned 6, I mean, it's been thinning out ever since 2022. When this was going on with my son. And because I remember trying to figure out what I was going to do to my hair one time when I was in Florida, and I noticed it wasn't like as like I just didn't have as much hair, right? But it wasn't like extremely falling out or falling out extremely fast as it did the last week ago. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was dealing with that, and then I remember working at my last job for this bank that I worked for, and that's when my daughter was losing her sight, and me, DJ, and Jada went up there a couple of times to Oklahoma City to be with Tasha, and I know I was going through it then, and more of my hair was falling out. I didn't, think too much. I'm thinking it's just going to grow back. It's just shedding a lot, because I'm stressed again, and I know stress does that to me. But my hair would always grow back. But I don't know what stress I'm going through now. other than the fact that I'm 60. So it just kept getting worse and worse and not coming back. And when my granddaughter did my twist for the locks, I should have left it. I really should have. Then it could have just fell out and been thicker locks. Because you know the shedded hair just stays in locks and it looks all thick. I should have just kept it. But I'm hard headed. I wanted my afro back so bad because dangling hair, even with the twist, it'll start getting on my nerves. So I was wanting to just see a full fro. Took it out. My hair's been falling out ever since, but not to the extent that it has right within this last week or so that I was making those videos, which was it's Sunday now. So, and I just did those videos this past week, and last weekend actually is right before I actually. So it's been 1 week because I did it on Sunday night before I started my job on Monday. I was like, I can't be going through having my afro, and I'm always picking at my fro, and with my hands, that is. And I can't just be pulling out hair all day. And I got into such a bad habit of pulling on my hair, and it was just coming out and coming out and coming out. I was like, I'm just going to freaking straighten it and just keep cutting and cut into eventually, of course, with the relaxer, it's going to make it fall out even more. I don't care. I was just at my wit's end. So I said, DJ, go get mommy a box of crack for my hair. I told him what kind of relaxer I want. He took a picture of it when he was at the store. I said, yep, that's the one. And it was that olive whatever in the green box. So, and anyway, I did it that night, and I had already cut it, and so it was pretty even. So now I have a nice little bob for however long it's going to last while it's continuously coming out. Now, I haven't had any shedding, which is crazy because I haven't had any shedding this week. And I'm thinking it's because I haven't done anything to it other than put rollers on and I didn't even roll it up tonight. Like, I think I used my flat iron to just like bump it on, heat was like 300 or 350, and just gathered it together and put a bump in it. This same little bump has been in this hair for last 3 or 4 days, and so I haven't had to. So I just pulled in. There's a little shedding, but yeah, not like it was. So, and I'm like I said, it's going to keep going. And if that wasn't going to do it, this creamy crack sure will. So basically, I just wear my hair like this every day, and with a little bob curl at the end. And as it comes out more and more, I just might end up with a little Caesar where you can see the scalp. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's in store for my hair at this age. I've never been this age before. So that's my little rant about my hair, and just thanks for putting up with some of those videos. I was really going through it, and this is the most I've talked all day today. I got dressed, brushed my teeth, got showered and changed, and got on a t-shirt and some pants and my shoes, and got my book, and I was going to go out to the park and get some sun, because soaking up the sun makes you eat less, and I just been eating and eating and eating because I've been stressing and stressing and stressing. What about? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. So anyway, I never got out. Only thing I did was water my plants outside a little bit, and the Texas heat is killing my pickled cucumbers, the pumpkin leaves. There's a lot of them because I planted several of them. So a lot of them are doing good, but a lot of them are also dying off. Some of them just, like one of my tomato plants just tilted over. Like the heat is just killing the leaves, and so I put the cardboard over to not have the sun hit them all directly while I'm at work. And today I took, like, I'm telling y'all, I know when I'm stressed. I took at least 4 different naps today. 4. I got up early. Didn't want to because I told myself it's the weekend. You've been getting up at 5 something and going to work. So stay in the bed. So I got up. I did stay in the bed, but I got up at 7. checked on my plants and put some fertilizer down and watered the plants inside and read some of my good dirt books. So freaking good. Where's it at? It's in my bag because I don't want to miss it for tomorrow. I'm taking it to work so I can read it on my lunch break. Anyway, it's in my bag. But it's good dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, who wrote Black Cake, which was so good to me. I don't care what nobody's like. It was so good to me. And then the miniseries, I watched it twice. I would watch it a third time. I actually looked for it today, but I was like, I think we canceled that service. We only have Max now. So anyway, and anyway, that's all. I don't know. I think maybe it's the stress of going back to work full time, and I literally took this job in Oklahoma, which is right across the state line. It's 3 minutes from the state line of Texas, okay? But for me, it's an hour and 8 minute drive. And when it's a lot of traffic, it's an hour and 20 minutes. But coming back home, yeah. So my goal is to stop in Denton because coming back home is more traffic. And it's fine getting, from Oklahoma to Texas, and it's just right when I get to turn to Fort Worth. That's where all the traffic is. Friday, you guys? No, it was Thursday. Thursday, y'all, it took me 2 hours to get home. 2. And that is me venturing off the road. And there was a car wreck, of course, and GPS was like, and this, and get off of there, and go around here. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to make it. So 2 hours. I got off at 4:30 because training is until 4:30. My shift will change once training is done. And but I got off at 4:30, got home at 6:30. Exactly 2 hours. So what I plan on doing, and I think it was Wednesday of last week, I went to Denton to sit down and I wanted a coffee shop with a nice, couch and all that stuff. I think I told you guys about that. But I found a place that does have coffee, but it also has ice cream, and it also has Greek ice or whatever, Italian ice. And I had the pineapple, no, I had the lemon and the mango. It was so good. And it's like $4 and some change, or actually $5 and some change. $5.40 to be exact. So I'm like, if I did that 3 days a week, because I'm taking my laptop and I'm just gonna, and a book, maybe 3 times a week, stop at that place, and next time get me some coffee so I can be up on the road. But that stop helped me that day, right? Because I'm 44 minutes from where I work to Denton, to this spot, and then about 44 minutes from Denton to home. So, yeah. Y'all. So I figured I would just make sure that I can take my laptop and get back into my writing. And I want to read at least 1 to 2 books a week, and like a short book, and work on my tome reading as well. And but the short books, like the Good Dirt, I could read that in 2 days if I could just stop stressing out and be focused. But I really, really am going to start that this week, tomorrow. I got my laptop ready. It's right there. I'm going to put it in my laptop bag that my sister bought me and that I painted on, that everybody's always asked me, where'd you get that from? I would love that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, my sister bought it for me, but I painted on it. Because it was just, it's black on one side, kind of blackish and gray. And so, people want one, but you buy the bag and I'll paint it. But because I'm not buying a bag and then paint it and then you renege on giving me your money. So anyway, so that's my goal basically, is to just hike my reading up by after work, because when I get home, I'm like too tired. And that way I can pull off the road, get some coffee, read my book, write for maybe 30, 40 minutes, and then read for like an hour. And hopefully all the traffic has died down. So I'll test that whole goal of, my, just not really goal, just a schedule, a way of doing life now that I'm back to work. Full time, that is, because I've been working, I have. It's just, I kept quitting jobs and trying something new out and then quitting that and then trying something new out. I've had so many jobs, man. And I'm glad that I was able to do that and to see who I am and who I'm not, because even at 60, you're going to still learn some stuff. And there's some things that I just wasn't built for. No matter how easy it is or labor intensive it is, some jobs, like I cannot stand up on my feet past 2 and 3 hours. I just can't do it. So I know I'm not going to be able to walk my. Anyway, maybe if I lose 150 pounds. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say is thank you for putting up with me in my videos. All of you who have been doing that, all 10, 8 maybe of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And any new subscribers, I've been watching it, so I really appreciate it that y'all click on that subscribe. You ain't clicking on the like, you're clicking more on the subscribe than you're clicking on the like. So, it's neither here nor there. That's what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to, oh, and my son was telling me about this place where I can read some books or watch movies. It's a website, but I don't know if I'm supposed to give it out, so I ain't gonna do it. I just thought about that. So anyway, I've been reading all kind of stuff, and all my library checkouts are so good. So good so far. That's that. And I will discuss actual, maybe we'll talk in Denton. Maybe we'll do a Denton and how many books I got, or read, and do a wrap up each week on what I wrote myself from my own creativity and what I actually read that week in Denton, Texas. Maybe I'll be bold enough to sit on the lawn there. Oh, I love Denton, Texas. So cute. And so we'll do that. That's what's coming up. Lifestyle changes on how far I'm driving and my little pit stop in Denton and what I can read. And then, of course, once I read these library books and turn them in and read even more stuff off my shelves, I can go book shopping in Denton at that big old opera house full of books. Okay, and Patchouli Joe's, and maybe rejoin the book club, but I'm gonna be late because my schedule will be 6:30. By the time I get to Denton, it's gonna be about after 7 o'clock, and their meeting starts at 7. So maybe I can be late every time. Maybe. How about that? Maybe I'll rejoin the book club in Denton since I gotta pass it anyway coming home.